when we have a look at the next slide with regards kind of challenges and considerations when kind of implementing an API testing strategy, there's a few things here that are extremely important to customers. So integrating with existing tools. So having those integrations, obviously, depending on the technologies that customers are using, those integrations are key, whether, it might be different UI testing tools. It could be CI/CD tools that you're using within your pipeline, test management tools. But having integrations there, that's a key element. And it comes up on the majority of our calls when we're speaking to customers about API testing. One thing that comes up over and over is, do you integrate with Jira? Do you integrate with Jenkins? Do you integrate with Azure DevOps? So those integrations are a key element here. And also the ease of use and the learning curve. So if you have a tool where, and I suppose this is a common theme with a lot of open source tooling, where as they might be free, it will depend on the experience that the experience and knowledge that the testers or developers have will determine what tools they can use. So we might have some testers that might have experience with scripting, and they might be very experienced with scripting. So open source tools to them, might require a lot of scripting, but from that side, there might be no issue. If we have QA teams or members of QA teams that don't have that same level of scripting knowledge, then that can be a barrier for entry to those. And it can have a bit of a divide where some people can use the tools, some people can't. With some of the commercial tooling, the ease of use becomes very important here, because with a lot of commercial tools, you have the ability to create and run scripts to implement certain functionality. But as well, a lot of those commercial tools have a lot of the kind of features and functionality already built in. So a lot of it can be achieved with point and click instead of having to, upskill with that scripting knowledge. So there are two areas. Now, I know there's a few highlighted here. So ease of implementation, reusability, and cost. So they're all the top factors here within the chart. And again, number of API types. That's something we'll be touching on as well further on. But definitely all of those here, ease of use, ease of implementation, integrations, they're all areas of huge importance when considering an API testing strategy.
Absolutely. And if anyone's interested, just to kind of dive into the report a little bit more, we've shared the link to the State of Software Quality report, where a lot of these kind of stats and numbers come from. So definitely take a look in there if you're interested to maybe find out more about the findings there. But as Adrian said, top of the list here, integrations with existing tools. And I think that is borne out in the conversations that we have every day, Adrian, where usually within the first like 15, 20 minutes of either a demo or an initial call with a customer, they're asking about, as you said, like a Jira or maybe the IDE they use, or which is natural, right? Because if you're the end user of a tool, you probably have a lot of stuff already built up in different tooling already. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. How easy is it for me to hook up whatever you're pitching to us into what I'm already doing? So I definitely see that integrations with existing tools reflected in the conversations as well.